Hey guys, what is going on today? Bojo here, back again for another NHL 17 simulation video. Per request from a bunch of you guys, when I did my NHL Playoffs simulation for the Stanley Cup Playoffs, a bunch of you guys wanted to see my AHL simulation as well. Now, for this one, I'm going to be doing it a little bit differently. Since the first round in the AHL Playoffs are only a best-of-5 series, I'm going to be doing the first round through this simulation first to see who gets through the best-of-5 for each playoff matchup, and then we're going to bring them back in all the teams once again that made it, do it an out-of-8 bracket, and then do the best-of-7 series all the way till the Calder Cup. Alright, so let me set up all the teams, show you what the team matchups are, and we'll get started with our simulation. Alright guys, so here are all the playoff matchups as they are set in the AHL. In the East, you got the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins up against the Providence Bruins, and then the Lehigh Valley Phantoms up against the Hershey Bears. And then the Syracuse Crunch versus the St. John's Ice Caps, Toronto Marlies versus the Albany Devils. In the West, Chicago Wolves up against the Charlotte Checkers, Grand Rapids Griffins against the Milwaukee Admirals, San Jose Barracuda against the Stockton Heat, and then the San Diego Gulls versus the Ontario Reign. So once again guys, remember these first round matchups are only a best-of-5 series, so we will be simulating all these best-of-5 series first, and then we will move into the best-of-7 series for rounds 2, the conference finals, and then the Calder Cup finals. Alright, so let's get simulating through these first round matchups. It shouldn't take too long since it's a best-of-5, and then we'll reconfigure the setup again, and then we'll move right along to see who is going to be the Calder Cup champion.
We got millions of reasons to let it all go. Hope we're not too broken.
Alright boys, so here we are with our final games as 2 series are going to a Game 5. Just as a review, the Charlotte Checkers upset the Chicago Wolves 3-1. Grand Rapids Griffins beat the Milwaukee Admirals 3-1. San Diego Gulls beat the Ontario Reign 3-1. Wilkes-Barre beat Providence 3-1. Lehigh Valley swept the Hershey Bears. Toronto Marlies swept the Albany Devils. And now we have these 2 series here between Stockton and San Jose, and St. John's and Syracuse. So Stockton and San Jose Barracuda, who's moving on to the next one, that is going to be the Stockton Heat. And then St. John's versus Syracuse is going to go to the St. John's Ice Caps. Alright, so we have our matchups here for round number 2. We have the Charlotte Checkers up against the Grand Rapids Griffins, and the Stockton Heat against the San Diego Gulls. And then we have the Lehigh Valley Phantoms versus the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, and the St. John's Ice Caps up against the Toronto Marlies. Alright, so once again, I'm going to set this up for 7-game series now, and we'll see how these teams perform. Alright guys, so like I said, we are now in a best-of-7 series for the Calder Cup Playoffs. All the teams are once again matched up the way they should be, and we are ready to go simulating through these best-of-7 series. Alright, so let's get rolling. Okay guys, so here we are in the last 2 series. Once again, 2 more games going to a Game 7. Stockton and San Diego going to a Game 7, and then Lehigh Valley and Wilkes-Barre Scranton going to a Game number 7. I'm hoping the Phantoms can pull off the big win in Wilkes-Barre. But Charlotte, the Charlotte Checkers upset the Grand Rapids Griffins, so they are a 4 seed moving on to the conference finals, and the Marlies dealt with St. John's in 6. So let's simulate this game between Stockton and San Diego. Stockton moves on, and now we have Wilkes-Barre versus Lehigh Valley. I'm going to do an in-game simulation for this one because I am a Flyers fan, so I'm hoping the Lehigh Valley Phantoms can pull off the big W here in this one on the road in Wilkes-Barre. Here we go. Game number, first period, 1-1. Andy Mealy and Bluger on Stoley. Stoley probably wouldn't be starting. I think it would be Alex Lyon, because Stolarz is injured at the current moment, but still, that's what we're running with. Second period, 2-1 lead, Taylor Lear on Tristan Jerry. Nicely done. And third period, there you go, the Lehigh Valley Phantoms hold on for a 2-1 victory over Wilkes-Barre Scranton as they move on to the conference finals. Nicely done, Lehigh Valley up against the Toronto Marlies. So, I believe we have 2 4 seeds in the West, Stockton and Charlotte, and then a 2nd seed and a 2nd seed, I think, between Lehigh Valley and Toronto. I think both of those teams are 2nd seeds. Let me see. Toronto is a 2nd seed and Lehigh Valley is a 2nd seed, okay? So 2 2nd seeds and 2 4th seeds in our conference matchups. Alright, so let's get simulating and see who's moving on to the Calder Cup. Alright boys, so here we are, moving on to game number 6. Lehigh Valley Phantoms have a 3-2 series lead. They were down 2-0 and won 3 straight. Stockton is moving on to the Calder Cup Finals, so that's the Calgary Flames AHL affiliate, but now we have to see if it's going to be the Flyers or the Toronto Marlies that will move on to the next round. Let's do another in-game simulation because this is a series clinching game. Hoping the Phams can pull this one out. First period, 2-1. I'll take that. Scott Lawton and Zengerly. And I think that's Brian Finley who gets one for the Marlies. A 2-1 lead for Lehigh Valley. Second period, 2-1 still. Third period, 4-1. Taylor Lear and Colin McDonald get an empty netter. And that is what I am talking about. The Lehigh Valley Phantoms going on to the Calder Cup Championship up against the Stockton Heat. So we got Calgary versus Philadelphia's AHL teams in the finals. Lehigh Valley will have home ice advantage, which is nice, and a 2nd seed against a 4th seed, not bad. Let's take a look at the stats before we go into this final series. Alright, so like I said, the stats are going to be a little bit all over the place since I don't have all the full stats from the first little bit of games. But through 13 games right now, Matt Fratton seems to be lighting it up for Stockton. Jankowski as well. Stockton's definitely getting some points. Kirby Reichel had up there. Danik Martell, Andy Neely. Scott Lund's up there as well. Brandon Bolig, my goodness. Seth Griffith, Kasper Kapanen, Lyndon Vey, Brandon Lipsick. Once again, I'm using the rosters from the March 27th, I think, roster update. So these are the most up-to-date rosters that are in the game. But as you can see right there, not terrible stats for all the players up there. I want to see the goalie stats. Let's see if Anthony Stolarz is definitely carrying the team through it right now. 2.08, and he's going to be going up against John Gillies in the final, so pretty good, nice little stats there from those guys. And here we go, we have ourselves a nice little Calder Cup matchup. Lehigh Valley Phantoms up against the Stockton Heat, so let's get simulating. Game number 1 is going to go to Stockton. Game number 2 going to go to Lehigh Valley, tied up at 1. Game number 3 goes back to Stockton. Game number 4 goes to Stockton. Alright, 3-1 series right now in favor of Stockton. See if the Lehigh Valley Phantoms can clinch this out or if they're going to fall just a little bit short. It's a 2-1 lead for the Stockton Heat. Angelettis and Brandon Bolig. Chris Connor does get one though. Second period, 3-1, Hunter Shinkaruk. And the final third period is gonna come up just a little bit short. TJ Brennan does get one on Gillies, but it looks like the Stockton Heat are going to take this one to become your Calder Cup champions in 5 games, as they will take care of the Lehigh Valley Phantoms 4-1. Lehigh Valley just comes up a little bit short, and the Stockton Heat, Calgary Flames AHL affiliate, will walk away with the Calder Cup in this simulation by EA Sports. It looks like Matt Fratton had one heck of a AHL playoff run. 21 points in only the 18 games that we simulated. Once again, not sure how many points he would have gotten the first one. Brandon Bolig with 17 as well. Chippy grinder there for Stockton. Jankowski, Shinkaruk, Lyndon Vey. A lot of Vancouver former players in on their roster. Klimchuk, Mangiapane, Emile Poirier, Angelides, Smith, Preibel, Koska, Kylington, Keith Awley. Keith Awley? He's still playing? Jesus. Brett Kulak, Tyler Wotherspoon, Rasmus Anderson, Ryan Lomberg. Yep, so Stockton did a pretty good job taking care of that in 5 games. And John Gillies, under 2 goals against average for him, 12-5. Not bad. What was his save percentage? .926. Not terrible. 2 shutouts. So the Stockton Heat in our simulation will walk away with the Calder Cup beating the Lehigh Valley Phantoms in 5 games. So there you go, guys. Let me know what you thought of that. Let me just go to the bracket real quick just to show you guys how the playoff tree ended. There is the obviously the new matchup that we had dealt with. Lehigh Valley, so close, but just missed out ever so slightly against the Stockton Heat. So Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. As always, if you guys are an avid follower of the AHL playoffs, let me know your predictions down below of who you think will walk away with the Calder Cup this year. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. Catch you next time. Peace.